burnt the rice a little bit in the skillet. You see that? Does it look like it on the camera? Good old shrimp and rice. Shout out MegaFit. Today, we are not only going to do an arm workout in this video, we are going to go over my blood work that I did a couple weeks ago. Actually, it's been a few weeks now. I got my blood work back like a couple weeks ago, but I never shared it with you guys, and it came back really, really good. Surprisingly, you would think between two of the biggest shows of my life, you would think that my blood markers would be pretty off, but actually they were really good. Might be actually my best blood work ever. So we'll wait to the end to go over those labs, but I wanted to show you some of the supplements that I take, whether this from Jocko or maybe Jocko doesn't make some of the supplements that I also take, but some of the health supplements that are very important to me that boost my immune system, keep me healthy, and focus on all the organs in my body functioning optimally, so that way I can be in tip-top health. And also being in the most optimal health ranges will result in better performance in the gym and better results on stage. So they all go in hand to hand together. So if you're not, focused on your health, you're not going to get the best performance in the gym. You're not going to be your best on stage. That's why it's important to get your blood work done. Obviously, you guys know I go through Marek. If you guys want to get your blood work done, go to Marek Health. If you guys want to save money on your blood work, you can use code Lunsford. All of my sponsors, including Marek, Jocko Fuel, MegaFit Meals, TLF Apparel, Helimix Shaker Cups, all of those links are below with my code. Most of them, almost all of them, is code Derek. Marek is code Lunsford, FYI. So anyway, that being said, we're gonna go over my blood work later. I'm getting my pre-workout meal in now, and while we're doing this, I'm gonna show you guys some of the supplements that I use. So I have this little pill box here that I like to use. It says Sunday through Saturday. However, that's not quite how I like to load it. This one's empty. This one's almost empty. This one is halfway empty, but you can kind of understand. Okay, so Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday is going to be like my fish oils and liver support. I've been kind of bouncing around. I've used different fish oils, different liver support. Now I'm going to be using 100% for sure the fish oil from Jocko Fuel. I have been using this lately, so FYI, you can pick that up there. But I do about 3 to 4 grams of fish oil twice a day. So that it's really high in EPA and DHA, and it's going to be one of those things that you for sure want to have in your supplement stack is fish oil and a good liver support. So I don't have the liver support here with me now, but you can always take Tudka or milk thistle. Those are great liver supports. And then on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I like to load it up with a few different things. We have a multivitamin in here. I do take the Jocko Time War, which has a little pack of pills, and that yellow pill is a multivitamin. However, I like to take an additional multivitamin as well. I have vitamin D in here. I have vitamin C. I have zinc. I have DIM and calcium D-glucarate. I think that's how you say it, something like that. Jelson told me I need to start taking it, so I started taking it. Anyway, that's what I have there. I take that once a day, and then in the morning I also take the Cold War. So I take all of those together. This will have some vitamins in it as well, and just gonna help boost the immune system. So pretty heavily dosed on the health supports to boost immune system and overall organ function. But it's important because, like I said, if you're not focused on your health, then you are missing the most important thing in your life. Not just in bodybuilding, but in your life. You have to be taking your health very seriously. So especially when you're pushing your body to the limits that, in the gym and just trying to be as big and muscular and ripped as possible, you're really pushing your body past its limits. So you want to make sure that you're putting your health first. And as a result of all the things that I'm doing, I'm not just saying the supplements, but also eating clean, good food, doing my cardio and training and just living my lifestyle. I'll show you guys, like I said, my labs at the end of this video. But for now, I'm gonna eat this 8 ounces of shrimp, 300 grams of rice, pre-workout, and go crush arm day.
Yeah. Still got it. Still got it. Ambition for the journey, and I still got it. Put a fire on a dream, and I still got it. Blaze trails for the team, and I still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Ambition for the journey, and I still got it. Put a fire on a dream, and I still got it. Blaze trails for the team, and I still got it. 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 Came in the way that I'm leaving. Came in the wave at the people. B-I-G-I, stampede away from an equal. When you gotta get it, buckle down and handle business, and you know to play your role, just in case you don't get to a sequel. Oh man, every opportunity, give my all. When you come from nothing, you arrive on the call. Got my second win, and I'm here to win it all, and I'm down to take chances, charges, and calls. Oh man, still got it. Still got it. Ambition for the journey, and I still got it. Put a fire on a dream, and I still got it. Blaze trails for the team, and I still got it. Still got it. Still got it. Ambition for the journey, and I still got it. Put a fire on a dream, and I still got it. Blaze trails for the team, and I still got it. 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 Came in the way that I'm leaving. Came in the wave at the people. Still got it. Came in the way that I'm leaving. Came in the wave at the people. Still got it.
How you feeling so far?
Good. I mean, we're 2.5 weeks out, so it's grind time. But all in all, I feel good. I want to go over these labs. Obviously, I took a look at them already, but I wanted to discuss them with you because you're the person that I come to that tells me everything about what these mean. Because honestly, even as long as I've been bodybuilding and doing my blood work, there's still some things that we did in this panel that I'm not used to doing. So I like to be able to talk to you because this is what you do on a daily basis. Plus, for the viewers, I wanted them to get a specialist kind of opinion on this, because I could sit here and say, yeah, these labs look great, but they're going to be like, of course you're going to say that. Sure. So I just wanted to discuss this with you today.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me. But before we dive on into it, these labs were collected in March 27th. So labs are just a screenshot in time. It's not your forever biochemistry. This is just a very brief period. So leading up to this blood work, you'd competed in the Arnold.
Yeah.
Congratulations again, champ.
Thanks.
Now, whenever you did compete, can you give me a little bit of a rundown of what it looked like coming back from that show? How did your diet, things like that, adjust?
Well, knowing that I was going to be competing in the Pittsburgh Pro, I got right back on my diet. I got hydrated. One thing I've been doing a lot more this year is getting IVs. And so I know, like, I usually do like the Myers cocktail and some glutathione and stuff like that. So I made sure to quickly get hydrated with an IV and just stay consistent on what I'd already been doing leading up to the show. Whether it be the diet, the water, the cardio, the training, the supplementation, as far as like vitamins and all that stuff. So I just wanted to try to, stay healthy, but also rebound and get even healthier. Sure. If that makes sense.
Yeah. More so in a health phase, but preparing for your next competition.
Exactly. Because we know, like, you're putting your body through a lot getting ready for our shows. So you're trying to stay as healthy as possible through the process, and then immediately after the show, you're trying to get even healthier. So that was like my plan. And I knew that the faster that I could recover and rebound from the Arnold, the better I will be going into the Pittsburgh. Like I said, I was making sure to stick to my diet and do the cardio, take the supplements that I needed to support my health and stuff.
Sure, yeah. Being the best in the world, you're under immense pressure, but it's a 24/7 gig. So
I love it.
To have labs look like this, of course, being on your game 24/7 and not deriving from the plan is crucial, but also setting that standard for yourself every day. So first thing that comes to mind that I always want to take a look at is where your thyroid hormone is at. So this gives us a really good insight to your metabolic health as well as various other cascades. Your TSH, which is an acronym, it stands for thyroid stimulating hormone. We generally want that to be below 2, but in an ideal world, I'd like it to be around 1.5. Now, if it's a little bit over, that's a sign to me that our body is obviously a little bit under a stress state, but granted where we were in life, that's going to be ever apparent. So not too concerned with this. Currently, we're at 2.14, no issues there. Our inactive thyroid hormones around 1.53. Generally, we want it in between 1.3 to 1.5, so you're right there. Biggest variable here that I wanted to look for is your T3, your triiodothyronine.
Yeah.
This is your active thyroid hormone. In your off season, where you're a lot less taxed, it's going to be higher. You're going to have a higher output. You're going to need more food. And under such a state, we're going to expect higher levels. Right here, we're at 2.6, so we're a little bit lower on that in scale, but because of how stressed you were, I'm not too concerned with that. That's going to come up as we start to input more calories, kind of dial back cardio a little bit and settle back into.
I did notice that like one of the things that was off the mark the most was actually my cortisol at that time, which I didn't, in my mind, I didn't feel stressed, but obviously your cortisol has more to do than just your mind, right?
Yeah. If we have too much caffeine, if we are lacking in sleep, if we have too much stress, all of which...
Training hard.
Yes, of course, we're going to have increased levels of cortisol. So something that we can do to kind of modulate this is adding in some supplements like phosphatidylserine, even considering some peptides like Selenk, which will help decrease cortisol overall.
I hear my daughter.
Even a high dose of EV will eliminate cortisol levels.
Instantly lowered cortisol. Come here, girl.
That's right. Come here, Evie.
Come here. I hear, Dad. Dad.
Cortisol
Hi.
levels drop off significantly.
Hi.
Hi,
Come here.
sweet pea.
Come here. Give me a hug. Okay. Camera shy. Camera shy. Okay.
But I think this will start to fall off as we supplement accordingly. You know, we come out of this competition. That's going to be something that kind of dials back in. Ideally, I'd like it to be below 10. Okay. Caveat there, another thing too, is when you got your blood work drawn, is if it's within a 2-hour window of waking, we're going to have much higher cortisol levels first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and I always do it fasted. So.
Yep, that's fantastic. Other big things that I wanted to go over with you, we have some elevations in our aspartate and alanine aminotransferase. Think of the S for kidneys, plural, because you have 2 of them, and think of the L and ALT for liver. Okay. We have a little bit higher kidney and liver enzymes, but that's because you're training hard, right? When you break down skeletal tissue, like let's say you had a really heavy leg day, what's going to happen is we're going to tear down a bunch of these tissues. They have to get processed through the liver, filtered through the kidneys, and as a result, if we get blood work done the next day, we're going to have higher levels. Subsequently, we can also see this when we have a lot of protein within a diet. So for bodybuilder, especially of your caliber, this is not something I'm concerned about.
I don't know if you know this or not. Maybe this is a weird question, but I do take a good amount of liver support. Do you think taking like excess amount of liver support could like cause it to actually be elevated too? Would that make sense?
Not necessarily. When you to intake any kind of like glutathione, there's a limit to how much your body can absorb. Otherwise, it actually just gets excreted normally.
Because my thought was like, you know, everything gets, well, not everything, but everything gets filtered through the kidneys and liver and whatever, you know. So I'm thinking just the more stuff that you're taking, even if it's to support that organ, maybe it could also be too much tax on the body. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just a thought.
It's not a bad thought to have. I mean, I've thought about that as well, but if you look into the clinical data, we just absorb it. And there's a threshold to how much we can intake at one point in time. Yeah. Beyond that, I do have to say your carbon dioxide was quite low, so I know that you sleep with a CPAP, correct? Yeah. And are you sleeping well with it? Do you feel like you're getting restful sleep?
Maybe that night I didn't. I don't know.
No, you actually have very low levels. If I saw it get above 24, 25, I'd be a little bit more concerned.
Oh, so that's a good thing. My bad. Okay. All right.
So you're good there. No issues there. We did an omega check just to see the diversity of the omega profiles that you have. And I got to say that your EPA and your DHA levels, which are your really good cholesterol that are anti-inflammatory, are fantastic ratios there. Your arachidonic acid and omega-6 are a little bit low. Those can be pro-inflammatory, but there are also some data that suggests that they could be downstream converted and help with endogenous testosterone production. So
Definitely taking a good amount of fish oils.
yeah, and you're absorbing them really great as well. Where are you getting your fish oils from?
Jocko, yeah.
Well, I continue taking those. And then what dose are you taking?
So I'm taking a serving size, which is like, no, I think I take a little bit more than a serving size twice a day. I take like 3, no, it is a serving size. I take 3 soft gels a day, which is about 3 grams of fish oil. I don't know exact EPA, DHA. I have to take a look at the bottle, but I do that twice a day.
Okay. And with Jocko, you don't get any like fishy burps or aftertaste or anything like that?
No, that's a good thing about theirs. Absorbs well. But I also make sure that I take it with food. So like I noticed that no matter what, if I take it like just on its own, I do get the fishy burps. But that's with anything, right? But definitely like I take it with like my first meal in the morning, and then later in the evening, like either my second to last meal or my last meal, then I'll do my second dose. This
might be a little bit anecdotal, but I've heard of some people that obviously get lower quality omega-3s, which it's so cheap, you shouldn't, that's not something you should.
And where it's sourced from is important too, you know?
Bingo.
Yeah.
I would always recommend putting fish oil in your refrigerator because it helps solidify the fat itself.
I don't do that, so maybe I should do that.
No, you're
See, that's
absorbing
why
it
you're
well.
the specialist at this. I'm the bodybuilder, okay?
You're absorbing it well, my man. No issues.
By the
there.
way, shout out to Jacob Fleck here. You know, he's been a good friend of mine for many years. We go back from the same little area of Indiana. We both moved down to Florida, but he works with Marek Health and is the one that got me connected with Marek. And I honestly couldn't be more happy with Marek and their services, but also it's really great to have a friend who knows so much about this stuff. Like I said, like I know a good amount of these things and can take these numbers and understand them myself and be like, okay, I'm happy with these results or not. But like I said, this was a pretty extensive panel that you hooked me up with, and I like to get the specialist approval on these labs.
At the end of the day, man, I just want you at the highest functioning Derek that you can be, not just for bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is one small aspect of this.
Right.
It's being a business owner. It's being, most importantly, a father and being a great friend. So better I can make you, healthier I can make you. Fantastic.
Appreciate it, man. What else do these we got to go through here?
Your enhanced liver fibrosis score, very low, considered lower risk, so your liver's in really great shape. I'm really surprised your testosterone levels aren't higher. I mean, they're great where they are, but 1600 is pretty significant for a Mr. Olympia. But I would imagine them just looking at you, they'd be significantly higher.
I mean, obviously you can't speak on who else you work with, but you work with a lot of different people. So for you to say that, I mean, I only know my blood work, and usually once it tops 1500, it just says 1500 or greater is what most lab results come back. But like I said, like with Marek, like we get the actual number right here. So I really never knew what it was in the past, but I feel like. What is the high on a normal? It was about 900 or 1,000?
Yeah, ideally, you know, for our average population, we're looking between like a 750 to 1,1300 is where most people fall at. So you're a little, you know, outside of those ranges, which is obviously self-explanatory, but the highest that I've seen to date is probably around 4,700, 4,800.
What?
Yeah, and they don't look like you.
I was thinking like 2,400 or maybe 3,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I won't even ask who that is.
Yeah.
That would be totally unprofessional.
But yeah, man, I think these are great levels. Your HA1C is at 5.1, so you're obviously very insulin sensitive. You're very metabolically healthy. And aside from that, I'm very pleased. I mean, you live in South Florida. Your vitamin D levels are at 75. Those
I do
are
take
optimal.
vitamin D too, though. Yeah.
How much do you take?
I'm probably like somewhere between 15 to 20.
Okay.
If I had to guess, because I'm taking the 10 extra.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing. There's a threshold, but your labs don't indicate you need to step that down. I think you're absorbing it very well.
Yeah, because it was like right at a good range.
Yeah, 75. Generally, I mean, we want you to be around 70.
Yeah.
So you're in the ideal ranges there. The very last thing that I wanted to touch base with you on is an epigenetic marker. So this is called your apolipoprotein B. This has more to deal with kind of the cards that you were dealt genetically, which obviously this is one really big aspect, but delving into a little bit more of our genome, apolipoprotein B can cause some more heart-related issues. So, you were previously at 204, and I believe we threw in the ezetimibe to help counterbalance that, correct?
Yes. I was really shocked because I told you, I was like, okay, I take the doctor's. Is she a doctor or nurse practitioner?
She is a doctor of nurse practitioner. Yeah,
okay.
Angelica.
Okay, because Marek told me be very specific that you don't just say doctors because not all of them are doctors. But anyway, nonetheless, she's my provider, so to speak, right? And so when she suggested that I take it, I thought, okay, if there's no side effects to this, I don't feel like dizzy or drowsy or just weird in any way. Let's try it and see. It can't hurt, right? Because that's always been kind of elevated, and boom, within just a couple weeks, it brought it right down.
Yeah, I was really pleased. Obviously, side effects can be associated, but ezetimibe is so few far and in between. How I relate this to a lot of people is think of fiber. What fiber does is it blocks absorption of cholesterol. It's just that in a pill, and it has a little bit more efficacy in due terms of that. And we had a pretty significant reduction even in the middle of contest prep of 204 to 162. So I'm very pleased, and I think that once we get out of this next competition, kind of go more so into a health phase, everything should solidify for us to kick it in gear for
one thing you didn't mention, my estrogen level. I think those were in pretty solid ranges too, right?
Yeah, we're at 12.9, but as you're preparing, we want the estrogen levels to be a little bit less. And there's ways that we can.
Well, because the range is 8 to 35, right?
Yeah, 8 to 35. So this is another good caveat for that. The reference interval is predetermined based off LabCorp standards. So it's gathered from the average populace of the United States. Okay. Now, statistically, a third of our citizens are at risk for heart disease, cancer, stroke, diabetes. So we go off a different subset interval. Ideally, I want you to be within a 3 to 6% range for your estrogen. Now, this is for the average population. It's not for Mr. Olympia. It's not for a professional bodybuilder. Obviously, the coaches and things that you work with are going to modulate that a little bit different. But
the reason I want to mention that is because, like we mentioned, like the testosterone levels and all the other things too. Like a lot of people I think that are competing think that they have to crush their estrogen to get the results, and actually I think that you need a small amount.
You do. It has a profound effect not only on your IGF-1 levels, but for your heart and your brain. We need that significant level. So it's not a hormone that we want to crush and eliminate. It serves a purpose.
Right. Okay.
Aside from that, man, I'm really happy, and I'm excited to see what the next couple of weeks looks like, and any way that Marek can support you. We of course will, and anything I can do,
appreciate
always
you,
will, man.
Just appreciate everything, man. Appreciate everything that, like you said, Marek is doing for me, making sure that I'm staying healthy that way. Because you can feel healthy and think that you're healthy, and then you get your blood work back and you go, oh my gosh, like I didn't know things were so off. Or vice versa, you could think, oh man, maybe I just did a show and I'm probably, my levels are all over the place. And then you get your blood work back and you go, oh wow, what a peace of mind I have knowing that everything is good. So I'm just appreciative that you guys take good care of me, and thank you for everything.
Absolutely, man. I've been looking at your blood work for many years, and this is the best I've ever seen it look.
Literally.
And this is the best I've seen.
And that's no BS, man. Everybody's there, so of course he's saying that. I was shocked. I'll be honest with you. I don't really like to put out this kind of information because this is personal.
It's subjective.
It's personal information. Not everybody out there needs to know this stuff about me. I don't have to put this stuff out here. But I was like, you know what? These are really good numbers. And for being a professional bodybuilder who is in between two of the most important shows of their life, you would think, wow, this guy's pushing the limits, he's really unhealthy. And this just goes to show that you don't have to. You can really, you know, treat your body right and get good results and come out victorious in competition.
Yeah.
You know, this is no BS. This is, they get to see it first.
This is the best I've seen you look, man.
Thank you.
We'll continue to push our health and make sure that we can keep you locked in and dialed in to win another Olympiad.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Triple Crown this year. Pittsburgh, let's go.